Live with Ches, we up next. Live with Ches, sports prevent. Live with Ches, live up next. Live with Ches, we're the best. Live with Ches, live up next.
Hello. I'm your humble host, Cameron Chester, and welcome to Live with Ches. We're talking NBA. We're talking ball. Let's get right into it. The Brooklyn Nets are moving on to their new head coach. They fired Vaughn. I guess things weren't going right. The Nets are 11th right now in the Eastern Conference. They are 2.5 games behind the Atlanta Hawks for the number 10 spot, and the Nets dropped 5 of their final 6 games before the All-Star break, and they lost 136-86 to the Celtics. And that's their second worst loss ever in franchise history. The Minnesota Timberwolves guard Mike Conley has agreed on a 2-year, $21 million contract extension. That's a good vet. Mike Conley still got game. NBA All-Star Game happened last Sunday, and it was pretty boring. No competition at all. Players just chucking up threes. Literally, both teams attempted 168 three-pointers. The East won 211-186. Two sides combined of just boring games. Just a boring game. Like that's just, I don't know what else to say. We all knew this was gonna happen. This is just a vacation for all-star players. This is just something where they can lollygag and just showboat and just be stars. And watching guys make three-pointers against zero defense is boring, but watching them miss all over the court is even more dreading. Nuggets head coach Mike Malone came out and said, "I'm glad I didn't watch the game. I didn't spend 1 minute watching anything from All-Star Weekend. No matter how much we complain, the NBA All-Star Game makes too much money and it isn't going nowhere, and it's probably not going to change really." Now, the season's starting up again soon. I will give my top 5 teams right now in the league. Number 5, Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland has only lost twice in the last 20 games. Cleveland's 9-game winning streak came to an end before the All-Star break, winning 17 of their 20 games. The Cavs charged up the Eastern Conference standings to the number 2 spot with a soft schedule over the next few weeks. The Cavs have had the best defense against the league's top 10 offenses, allowing just 111.3 points per 100 possessions, and they also have gone 10-10 against the groups. They have the league's best road record, 17-8, and have won 6 straight away. My only question for them is, can they keep the momentum during the playoffs? Because last year they exited out early with high expectations. Number 4, the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix beat Sacramento 130-125 in a high-scoring game before the All-Star break, while only getting 5 points from Bradley Beal. Beal just played 5 minutes after tweaking his hamstring. Coach Frank Vogel said Beal would be out until after the All-Star break. The Suns have risen to the number 5 in the West, and injuries are still affecting them. But Phoenix has went 7-3 before the break and keep climbing, and it's time that they come and reach their peak, I think. They definitely should at this point. Royce O'Neal came in before the trade deadline, and he's looked pretty good coming off from the bench in his last 3 games. And they also added Thaddeus Young to add some depth. Let's see what Phoenix can do, and can they stay healthy for the playoffs, and will these new acquisitions on the bench benefit the Suns? Los Angeles Clippers are number 3 for me. The Clippers' last 4 games before the break were not great. They suffered losses at home, got destroyed by Minnesota, and were down 14 in the fourth quarter at Golden State, but they didn't have Kawhi. But they came back and won and stayed 1 game within the loss column of the first place Wolves. The Clippers have been hot since December, but they had some trouble against teams with length. Since their first games with James Harden, the Clippers are 33-10 with the number 1 league offense. Managing key players' minutes to establish postseason presence will be key to the end of the year. Number 2, Minnesota Timberwolves. After a few weeks of clinging on to the top 5 spot, Minnesota reclaimed the number 1 spot in the West. The Timberwolves did well adding Monty Morris from Detroit to improve their playmaking, one of their few weaknesses on the roster. The Wolves might have had the league's strongest close going into All-Star break with 4 straight road wins, including games won by 20 or more points over the Bucks and Clippers. The Wolves had 12 wins this season by at least 20 points and own the most road wins in the league with 18. Now my question for the Wolves is, can Ant help to lead this team to glory, but with only a little bit of playoff experience? Cat hasn't gone deep in the playoffs either, but Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley have the experience to add to maybe like aid them. And I feel like that would be definitely a good valuable bonus for those young players. Now, the Boston Celtics are number 1 on my list. Tatum, Porzingis, Brown, White, Tillman, Horford, Holiday. The Celtics are first in the East. Their starting 5 has the perfect balance in each position. The Celtics went into the break 5 straight wins, with 2 of those by 40 and 50 points. They're currently leading the Wolves by 4 games. The Celtics have passed the Pacers in offensive efficiency and rank in the top 3 on both ends of the floor for the 2nd straight season. And that's going to be all, folks. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Please subscribe. And it's been Live with Ches.
Live with Ches, we're the best. Live with Ches, live up next.